Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Cal started counting down like the ads being over, and and when he finished, I was like, "Happy New Year!" Oh, honey, thank you for subbing for 6 months. Oh my gosh, what the heck? It's been 6 months already. What? Wait, I'm confused. It says you've been sub for 4. Wait, but OBS tells me 6. I'm confused. Anyway, OBS, you're drunk. Go home. But yeah, hi everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you for the daily treats. Honey, Sir Cry, and Chaos. Thank you so much. And hello everyone else. Hello, hello. Hi Penpra. Hi Nicodemus. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you. Oh, I should probably move that, huh? Should probably move that over. Oh, I'm getting bonked. Oh my god. What the heck? Let me move the, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hello? I'll find it eventually. Hello? Oh, there it is. Okay, moving sound alert so it's not right on top of my head. I have a big head, okay? But, yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Tonight, I'm gonna be reading about yokai. If you don't know what yokai are, they are Japanese demons. Very spooky. Spooky, spooky, spooky. To me, they're scarier than, well, not necessarily scarier, but more like interesting and creative than a lot of American, mythology and stuff like that. Myths and made up demons. But, anyways, anywho, I am very excited. I think the 2 last yokai streams I did, I had finished reading out of the book that I have. It's about yokai, yurei, oni, so spirits, ogres, demons, all of that good stuff, and also magicians. To be honest, the magicians were a little... What's the word? What's the haps? What's your major? Sorry. It wasn't as exciting, I guess. To put it that way, at least. It wasn't as impactful. Underwhelming, yes, that's the word. Thank you. Underwhelming compared to everything else. So I kind of just skipped over the magicians in the book, although I did read a few, and that's how I found out they were a little underwhelming. But, anywho, it was still fun. I ended up finishing the book, and now we're just reading from the website. Solely just the website now. The website I am using is called yokai.com, and yeah, they have so many, literally so many yokai. And I love this feature here where you click on random and it literally gives you a random yokai. It's so cool. Oh god, what is that? What is that thing? Nurikabe. It means painted wall. Oh my. I like its eyes. I like how it has 3 eyes. That is so cool. What the heck? And the 2 passerbys are just like, well, this is strange. This is strange, but also normal. A giant block of tofu. Uh-oh. Don't eat it, honey. This tea is so good. I am drinking, I believe it's black tea. And it's a Japanese brand. What was the name? I forgot it. I'm sorry. Neptune? I think it was trying to say that was the flavor. It's Lupicia. Or Lupicia? Lupicia? One of the two. But yeah, that is the brand, and it's really good. Super good. First time trying it. Tofu monsters fear me. Oh my gosh, honey. Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, without further ado, let's read about yokai. So this is who is up first. Nurikabe, meaning painted wall. Its habitat is coastal areas, encountered on dark streets and alleys, and its diet is unknown. Appearance. Little is known about the true appearance of Nurikabe because these yokai are usually said to be invisible. Whoa, that's scary. Excuse me. During the Edo period, however, artists began to illustrate this creature, giving it an appearance somewhere between a grotesque, fantastic beast and a flat white wall. Modern representations of the Nurikabe depicted as a plain, grey, bipedal wall with vague, face-like features. Behavior. Nurikabe appear mysteriously on roads late at night. As a traveler is walking, right before his or her eyes, an enormous, invisible wall materializes and blocks the way. There is no way to slip around this yokai. It extends itself as far as to the left and right as one might try to go. There is no way over it either, nor can it be knocked down. However, it is said that if one taps it near the ground with a stick, it will vanish, allowing the traveler to continue on his or her way. Sounds like this just sounds like a inconveniencing yokai. Like not even bad, it's just a menace. Origin. The true nature of the Nurikabe is surrounded in mystery. Based on its name, it seems... Sorry if you can hear Mochi, by the way, he's working. Hello, Plaga Gorda. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? I wonder what he's barking at. Bark, bark, bark. I mean, I'm a cat. Meow. Based on its name, it seems to be related to other household spirits known as Tsukimogami. It has also been suggested that the Nurikabe is simply another manifestation of a shape-shifting Itachi or Tanuki. Mischievous Tanuki are said to... enlarge their magical into an invisible wall in order to play pranks on unsuspecting humans. Good lord. That was a weird one. That was a weird way to end that one off. Oh my. I can't say the word, but that's funny. He's barking at his demons. There's not a single thing outside. He's barking at the yokai. Oh my gosh. The yokai have come to join us. But Mochi's protecting us. He's a good boy. You passed one exam. Good job. And the other one, you have to do it on Tuesday. Oh. Okay, well good luck. You're gonna do great. And congratulations on passing the first one. What subject, may I ask, is the exam for? Alright, let's see. Who's next? What yokai is next? Oh, it's Momiji again. We read about her before. Okay. It's been a while though. I don't really remember. So this is what Momiji looks like. Momiji, translation, literally maple leaves. and it's used as a name. Origin: the tale of Princess Sarashina, or Momiji, is famous in Japanese theater. The now play, Momiji Gari, which means hunting Momiji or fall leaf hunting, first appeared hundreds of years ago during the Muromachi period. During the Meiji period, it was remade as a kabuki play. Momiji Gari was made into a film in 1899, becoming the first narrative film in Japan. It was designated an important cultural property in 2009. The one Monday is political citizenship. Oh my god. Sounds difficult. I never did well in history or politics classes. It was hard for me to focus on those things. I was more into arts and computer classes. Legends. Long ago, a powerful witch named Momiji lived in the mountains of Nagano Prefecture. Her story takes place during the season of fall leaf viewing, when groups of people would gather in the mountains for festivals and parties under the falling red, orange, and gold leaves. During this time, a samurai named Taira no Koremochi was charged by a local Hachiman shrine with hunting oni. His hunt had taken him to Togakushi Mountain, where a particularly nasty Kijo was said to live. Koremochi and his retainers climbed the beautiful mountain, and they came upon a small group of aristocrats having a leaf viewing party. Koremochi sent one of his retainers ahead to investigate. The retainer approached to inquire about the party, and was told that a noble princess was hosting it. However, the ladies in waiting would not tell him the princess's name. Just as Koremochi and his retainers decided to continue on their mission, one of the ladies in waiting approached and told them that her mistress had heard of Koremochi before, and she wanted to invite them to her party. Despite his mission, Koremochi could not really turn down a princess, and so he and his companions agreed. You have to talk about Cro-Magnon. It's a massacre that happened in 2004. What? I've never heard of that. Wow, news to me. If you feel like talking about it now, if you feel like educating me a little bit, please go ahead. Massacres are always so tragic to hear about, though. So, but I'm sure. Wait, that's the one you have to do on Monday? Or that's the one you did Monday? But yeah, I'm sure you're gonna do great. Or if that's the one you already did, then I'm sure you did great. Where was I? At the party, the warriors were introduced to Princess Sarashina, an extremely beautiful young woman. They all sat and enjoyed watching the leaves, drinking sake, and dancing. Koremochi asked the princess if she would dance for him, and she did. Soon, the men became drunk and sleepy and dozed off under the beautiful trees. As he slept, Koremochi dreamed of Hachiman and his mission. The god told him that Princess Sarashina was actually the Kijo Momiji in disguise, and that he must kill her with the holy katana, named Kogara Sumaru, which means little crow. When Koremochi woke up, the sword he dreamed of was in his hand, a gift from the Hachiman, and he knew that what he dreamed had been real. He chased after the woman, and all of a sudden, a huge firestorm broke out. Flame and wind lit up the mountain. Suddenly, a 10-foot-tall Kijo with horns, made of burning trees, appeared. An intense battle between the samurai and the demoness took place. In the end, thanks to his magical sword, Koremochi was successful and slew the witch of Togakushi Mountain. Momiji's is interesting. I don't remember, but I think she was from the book. I just don't remember what was different about her in the book, though. Like, I think she had a variation of the legend. It was a party place, and a music group was playing, and what happened was that one of the audience lit a flare, and the roof caught fire. Oh no! So, like, complete accident, right? The lights were cut off, and the exits were blocked with chains and wires. Oh, gosh. The fire extinguishers were also defeated? Oh no. 194 people and more than 1,400 were injured. Oh my gosh. That's so scary. But yeah, wait. If the exits were blocked, was it an accident or was it planned? It must have been planned, right? The flare must have been on purpose. Goodness, that is so scary. Alright. Next one. Random. Oh. Kinko. Kinko. Kinko, 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 Kinko. It's so cute. They're adorable. Oh. So short. Translation means gold fox. Alternate name is Kingitsune. Habitat is forests, fields, mountains, temples, and shrines. Appearance. Kinko are golden-furred kitsune who serve the goddess Dakini. Interactions. Kinko are popularly believed to symbolize the sun, while their counterparts, Ginko, symbolize the moon. Kinko and Kinko are two of the 5 families of Zenko, while Byako and Gokuko are associated with the god Inari and Shinto. Kinko and Kinko are associated with the goddess Dakini and Buddhism. They are pure, holy spirits. They represent the moon and sun and usually work together. Oh, cute. The owners of the place paid the state to allow the place to open despite not meeting basic safety standards. Wow. That's insane. But also, yeah, not unthinkable, not unheard of, unfortunately. Also, the place limit of people was 1,000, and that night more than 4,000 entered the Oh my gosh. Rules and regulations just don't matter, apparently. What the heck? That's crazy. Wow. Goodness gracious. Oh. Alright, next random one. I don't think we've seen this one before. Basho no sei. Basho no sei. Is that a leaf person? That's cool. Let's look at it a little longer and admire the art. While I sip my tea. Okay. Basho no sei. Translation: Japanese banana spirit. Habitat: the Ryukyu archipelago. Diet is sunlight and soil. Oh, so it's literally a plant. That's funny, but cool. And this is what I mean by they're so creative. Like, what do you mean you're a plant? What do you mean you're a banana spirit? That's so cool. I love it. The case is interesting for sure. For sure, absolutely. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. But absolutely, that case is definitely something. But yeah. Okay, let's read about Basho no Sei. Appearance. Basho no Sei are the spirits of Japanese banana trees. They are native to the islands of Okinawa, but are common in ornamental gardens across Asia. They usually appear as a human face amongst the broad, flat banana leaves. Interactions. Basho no Sei are not particularly hostile or threatening towards people. They generally limit themselves to merely scaring humans by suddenly appearing next to them. For example, in one story, a Basho no Sei takes the form of a young woman, appears next to a meditating monk who asks him, "Can even inanimate plants attain Buddhahood?" Can even inanimate plants attain Buddhahood? They are not completely without danger, however. Some local legends tell of Basho no Sei assaulting, and even water. Oh my gosh. You broke the system. Okay, fine. Only 'cause I want to drink my tea again. No water, just tea. I don't know why I set that down so aggressively. Oh my gosh. My bad. Alright, so this next part is insane. Insane! What is going on? Okay, I don't think I want to read that part. Long story short, women were warned not to walk near banana trees past 6 p.m. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Origin. Stories about banana tree spirits are numerous across Japanese, Chinese, and Ryukyuan folklore. The Edo period herbalist Sato Churyo recorded his observations about these spirits in an essay. According to him, Ryukyu's banana orchards were so large that they contained rows of trees many miles long. If you walk past them at night, you are guaranteed to experience something strange. He observed that the spirits that come out of the banana trees did not cause any direct harm to people other than spooking them, but nevertheless could be avoided if you carried a sword. Choryo's theory was that banana trees weren't necessarily unique in having spirits, but that because their leaves are so large and they were planted in such large numbers, it is particularly easy for humans to see these trees as spirits. He believed that was the reason for the large number of superstitions about banana trees compared with other plants. Legends. A story from Nagano tells of a priest who was sitting outside and reciting sutras when a beautiful young woman appeared and attempted to seduce him. The priest grew angry. He stabbed the woman with his sword and she ran away. Overreact much? What the heck? The next morning the priest found a bloody trail left by the woman he had stabbed. The trail led to the temple's gardens where a basho tree was lying on the ground, cut in two. The priest then realized that the woman was actually the spirit of the tree. My goodness. Goodness. That's so crazy though. So crazy. Okay. Next. Whoa, what the heck? Definitely haven't read about this one yet. Or not that I can remember. This one's name is Supan no Yore. So menacing. Okay. Oh, and then the name is kind of cute. The name translates to soft shell turtle ghost. Alternate names: Supan no Bakemono. Habitats: places where soft-shell turtles are eaten. Diet: none. Thrives solely on vengeance. Oh my goodness. Appearance: Supan is the Japanese word for the Chinese soft-shell turtle. Supan no Yore are the vengeful ghosts of soft-shell turtles who appear in order to get revenge on the humans who ate them. They usually appear as gigantic ghosts with long, legless bodies and prominent, pointed lips, just like a soft-shell turtle. Behavior: like kitsune, tanuki, and other animals, Supan were believed to have powerful magical abilities. In addition, Supan were known for their tenacity. It was said that if one bites you, it would never let go. Accordingly, their ghosts were believed to be particularly tenacious, and their curses were especially hard to break. Oh my. Interactions: Supan no Yore haunt humans who are involved in the catching, selling, and eating of Supan. Their victims are usually people who have eaten a great amount of Supan meat, or else the owners of bars and restaurants who have served large numbers of Supan to their customers. There are a number of ways in which a Supan no Yore can haunt its victims. One common method is to manifest as another yokai, a gigantic monk called a Takanyoro, and repeatedly terrorize the offending human. Another common method is to possess their victim and cause them to take on facial and body features resembling a soft-shelled turtle. Origin: Supan have been a delicacy in the Far East for thousands of years. In addition to being used for food, Supan are also believed to have restorative and invigorative powers, and are used in traditional Chinese remedies, as well as modern energy drinks, fad health supplements, and other pseudoscience. Wow, like modernly, it's interesting. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Thank you. I think my whole model just like freaked out when I did it too. That was funny. Legends. One particularly tragic story tells of a man who made his living by catching and selling Supan. The deep and long-lasting grudge of all the dead Supan manifested as a takanyuro over 30 meters tall, which haunted him night after night. On top of that, his own baby was born disfigured and resembling a soft-shelled turtle. The child had hair longer than his body. He had webbed fingers and toes. His eyes were large, round, and sharp. His lips were long and pointed. Because of the shape of his mouth, he could not eat regular food, and his parents had to feed him worms. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the heck? That's crazy. Thank you, Plagagorda, thank you. This one was definitely interesting. Very interesting. vengeful is probably one of my favorite types of yokai. The ones who have a purpose for it, you know? Well, I say yokai, but this is a yurei, which is a spirit or ghost. That is vengeful, vengeful, vengeful. Alright, let's look at the next random yokai. Ooh, this one looks cool. It's a one-eyed dragon. Cool. Okay. Ichimokuren. 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 Translation: One-eyed Muraji. Alternate names: Hitotsume Ryu, Hitotsume Muraji, or Tado Gongen. Habitat is Mount Tado. Appearance: Ichimokuren is a one-eyed Ryujin, or dragon god, with the ability to control the weather. He appears as a giant serpent with a 8. No, that's not what that says. With either a single eye in the middle of his face, or one good eye and one destroyed eye. He is also sometimes depicted as a single floating eye in the sky, surrounded by winds and rain. Behavior: Ichimokuren spends most of his time on Mount Tado, wandering around in the form of a hinotama, which is a floating ball of fire. Oh, thank you for the treat, Penbra. When he leaves his shrine, black thunder clouds skirt the top of rooftops, and heavy rain fall and winds blow all around. These can swell into powerful storms which cover land and sea. His storms are powerful enough to topple trees and break boulders, fling people into the air, knock down houses, and capsize boats. Origin: Long ago, when clouds formed around Mount Tado, locals believed that Ichimokuren was moving around and grew fearful of the damage he might do. In order to pacify him and minimize destruction, he was enshrined in Tado Taisha as an incarnation of a one-eyed Shinto deity of blacksmithing. Amenoma Hitotsu no Kami. His shrine was built with no door in order to allow him to come and go as he pleases. Cool. I like that one. That was really cool. Okay. Next yokai. Excuse me. Hakanohi. 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 Oh, this is extremely short. Wow. Hakanohi translates to grave fire. Habitat is tombs, graveyards, and burial grounds. Diet is none. Appearance: Hakanohi are mysterious, supernatural fires, or kaika. They spout forth from the base of graves. Origin: The cause of Hakanohi is unknown. It is commonly believed to be a result of failure on the part of the grave's owner to reach enlightenment and pass on to nirvana. The flames are thought to be residual energy from worldly attachments, or else feelings of grudge or resentment coming from the remains interred in the grave. Oh my. My goodness. That one's not so bad, but it's a cool one, I think. The whole part of it being mysterious, no one really knows. But there is a theory, and I like it. Alright, next. Oh my god. What is that? What are they eating? Oh gosh. Why do they look like that? They're so scrungly. That's the only word I can use to describe them. Scrungly. Well, anyway, they're called gaki. Gaki. Translation: hungry ghosts. Preta. Suffering spirits from Buddhist cosmology. Habitat. Not heard that. Gakido, a realm of suffering, starvation, and thirst. Diet. Gaki will try to eat anything, but are never able to find nourishment. Appearance. Gaki are spirits which live in horrible torment and are afflicted with constant suffering. They look vaguely human, but they have distended, bulging bellies and tiny, inefficient mouths and throats. They inhabit a parallel realm called Gakido. It is a barren place, full of deserts, wastelands, and other inhospitable terrain. Behavior. Gaki are eternally hungry and thirsty. There are many kinds of gaki, each of which suffers in a different way, related to the sins he or she committed in a past life. Some are unable to eat or drink anything at all. Whenever they try to eat, the food instantly bursts into flames and vanishes. These gaki are only able to eat food, which has been specially blessed for them in Buddhist services. Some gaki are able to eat only unclean things, such as boo-boo, vomit, corpses, and so on. Others have no trouble eating anything they please. However, no matter how much they wolf down, their hunger and thirst are never sated. Interaction. In some Buddhist traditions, a special ceremony called segaki is performed during the Obon season to help ease the suffering of the gaki. In the ceremony, offerings of rice and water are laid out on special altars out of sight of any statues of the gods or Buddha. The gaki are called to come and eat, while prayers are said to ease some of their suffering. Origin. The realm of the gaki is considered one of the 4 unhappy rebirths. In the cosmology of birth and rebirth, the realm of the gaki is only one step above the realm of Jigoku. The main difference between the inhabitants of Jigoku and the gaki being that those in Jigoku are confined to their prison. Gaki may roam free as they suffer. Today, the word gaki is also a very nasty term for a child. This comes from the perception of children always wanting more food and never feeling satisfied with what they got. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Plagacorda. Thank you. I'm actually getting a little hungry. I'm probably gonna eat something after stream. Alright. That one was interesting for sure. I actually feel really bad for them. But yeah. I'm making you hydrate a lot. You're fine, you're fine. I need the hydration. No worries. Alright, next random. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Does anyone remember that fish meme? I'm not gonna go into detail, but does anyone remember the fish meme? Anyways. Uando. Translation. A courtesan name meaning fish person. Diet. Prefers expensive, luxurious foods and sweets. Appearance. Uando is a Ningyo courtesan and the illegitimate daughter of Urashima Taro and a carp. What? She inherited the good looks of both of her parents and was famous for her beautiful face. Good night, Placa Gorda. Good night, good night. Oh, thank you. I will. Sleep well and sweet dreams. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Uando behavior. Oh, hello, Sana. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. We are reading about yokai. Currently we are on this one. It's called Uando. It's like a half fish, half human. Except not really half. It's like 10% human, 90% fish. Icky. Behavior. Uando fell in love with and married a human fisherman. She became a courtesan in order to help pay off her husband's debts. See ya, Placa Gorda, see ya. Origin. Uando comes from Hakoiri Musume Menya Ningyo, which is a comical fairy tale written by Santo Kyoden in 1791. It capitalizes on the pop culture trends of 18th century Edo, the city's famous red light districts, kabuki theater, and well-known legend of Urashima Taro, and traveling sideshow spectacles called misemono, which were all the rage at the time. Reina, thank you so much for the treat. Hola, buenas. Hola, hola. How are you doing? Good nights. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well. A common misemono attraction was mummified yokai, such as kappa and ningyo, which are mermaids, often made out of taxidermy by combining pieces of monkeys and fish. Gyoden's fairy tale makes numerous references to misemono shows, as well as popular actors and celebrities of the day, and current events, making it a time capsule of Japanese pop culture in 1791. Legends. Urashima Taro was a playboy. Oh, okay. He loved to visit the undersea kingdom's red light districts and spend time with the beautiful aquatic courtesans there. One courtesan in particular, a carp named Orino, was so beautiful that Urashima Taro fell madly in love with her. Thank you so much for the follow, Alpha. Thank you, thank you. Please enjoy your stay. We are reading about yokai. Orino loved the handsome Urashima Taro as well. They spent many nights together, but because he was Princess Otohime's man, they could not remain together. Still, their love produced a child, a girl who inherited the beauty of both of her parents. The child of a human father and fish mother. She was a ningyo. Years later, a fisherman named Heiji was fishing in Shinagawa harbor when a ningyo suddenly jumped up into his boat. It was the beautiful and flirtatious daughter of Urashima Taro and Orino, now an adult. She asked Heiji to marry her. The ningyo was so beautiful, and Heiji was old and alone, so he agreed. Okay, Heiji and the ningyo loved each other. However, Heiji was poor and had debts. The ningyo looked for ways to earn money to help her husband, but with her fish body and no arms, her options were extremely limited. One day, a brothel owner named Denzo noticed the ningyo's stunningly beautiful face. He came up with a scheme to get rich off of her. Denzo offered her a great deal of money to come work for him as a courtesan. Seeing this was the only way to help her husband, she accepted. Denzo made plans for the ningyo's immediate debut as an oiran. He ordered a splendid kimono and had her hair and makeup done in the most fashionable way, in the style of high-class courtesans. He gave her a professional name, Uando. Then he held an extravagant procession to announce her debut at his brothel. However, Uando's debut did not go well. Her lack of arms and legs meant that she could do not much, except flop around like a fish. Worse, the brothel's best perfumes and incenses could not mask her fishy smell. Oh no. On top of it all, she was so tired from preparations and the procession that she fell asleep immediately after welcoming her first customer into the room. Confused and repulsed, the customer left and demanded his money back. She's funny. She's really funny. Denzo was outraged. He returned Uando to her husband and demanded that Heiji pay for the expenses he incurred organizing her debut. Heiji and the ningyo were even worse off than before. Then Heiji remembered a story about how eating the flesh of a ningyo granted eternal life and youth. Uh-oh. If that were the case, then merely licking a ningyo should surely have at least some revitalizing effect. Heiji and ningyo opened up a ningyo licking shop, offering single licks at very high prices. The people of Edo lined up in the streets for the opportunity to add a few years to their lifespan by licking the ningyo. Heiji and the ningyo became rich and famous. They made enough money for their ningyo licking shop to pay off all of their debts, and to make sure they never wanted for anything again. They live happily ever after. Wow. That's funny. I feel like this is the first happy ending we've gotten. The first happy ending. That is so crazy. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Z-Sil? Yeah. Oh, what does this say? You must be as mysterious as a yokai lurking in the shadows. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh, hi Aiden. What? A licking station? I know, right? That is so silly. That is so silly. Z-Sil? Okay. Is that okay? Please correct me on however, yeah, you would like me to say your name. I have a hard time reading sometimes, so I do apologize. Let's see. Who's next? Uanda was really interesting, actually. Oh my god, this one's spooky, but I remember reading about this one before. Sounds good, funny. Okay, glad you like it. You'll be Z-Sil. Awesome, awesome. Oh yeah, Kohara Koheji. I remember this one a little bit. Um, yeah, looks very spooky, so let's just read instead of looking at the picture for too long. Kohara Koheji, translation none. That is his name. Okay. Appearance. Kohara Koheji is a famous ghost from Edo period with strong connections to the theater. The real-life events that inspired his ghost story supposedly took place around the year 1700. Over the years, rumor mixed with folklore and fantasy until the story was finally written down 100 years later in 1803's Fukushu Kidan Asaka no Numa, which translates to The Strange Tale of Revenge from Osaka Swamp. His story was adapted into the kabuki play Iroiri? Iroiri? I'm trying to say it right. Iroiri. Iroiri Otokizoshi, which translates to colorful fairy tales. Shortly after that, he remained a popular figure throughout the Edo period. Wait, what? You're reading yokais? Yeah! Yeah, I love reading about yokais. The website I'm using is yokai.com. If you would also like to read some of your own, some random ones on here. But yeah, this is my favorite website. Where was I? Oh, right there. Okay. Hello, David. Hello, hello. How are you doing? It's good to see you again. The ghost of Kohara Koheji is said to jealously guard its status as the best ghost actor. To this day, actors who perform Iroiri Otogizoshi or other adaptations of his story are haunted by strange occurrences, suspicious accidents, and even injuries. Legends. During the time when Ichikawa Danjuro II commanded the stage, there lived a third-rate actor named Kohara Koheji. He was part of the Moritaza theater troupe and studied under Master Unagi Tarobe. Koheji was a terrible actor. On top of that, he was unattractive. He had pale, languid skin, sunken, flat eyes, and disheveled hair. He was unable to land even the smallest roles in any of Ito's kabuki productions. Koheji's manager felt sorry for him and resorted to bribing and begging to find something, anything, for the struggling actor to perform. Finally, he landed a part for Koheji with a traveling show in the countryside, where the audiences were far less demanding than they were in Edo. Because his poor appearance allowed the producers to save money on makeup, Koheji was cast as a ghost. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Koheji believed this to be his last chance to make it as an actor, and so he did everything he could to make his role believable. He studied the faces of dead, making note of the way their muscles fell limp and eyes stared blankly. He copied their rigid, lifeless poses. He practiced speaking in a haunting voice and walking with an eerie gracefulness. His hard work paid off. His acting was widely acclaimed. He was suddenly the talk of the countryside. The other actors in his troupe admitted finally that Koheji was good at one thing, being a ghost. Oh, just a heads up, ads are going to be starting in about 40 seconds, so you may want to lower your volume if you are not subbed. Just letting everyone know. Okay. Koheiji was married to a woman named Otsuka. Otsuka had been the widow of the disgraced Ikushima Hanroku, an actor who was executed for stabbing and killing the great Ichikawa Danjuro I publicly on stage. Koheiji loved Otsuka deeply, but she was embarrassed by her husband and thought him a fool. She fell out of love with Koheiji and into the arms of another performer in the Morita-za, a taiko player named Adachi Sakuro. While Koheiji was away acting in the countryside, Sakuro lived in Koheji's house in Edo with Otsuka, pretending to be the master of the house. Eventually, Otsuka asked Sakuro to get rid of Koheiji so that they could be together forever. At the time, Koheiji was performing in rural Osaka, which is, in present day, Fukushima Prefecture. Sakuro's brother, a bandit named Unpei, lived nearby, and Sakuro would acquire his help in getting rid of Koheiji. Sakuro traveled to Osaka. Koheiji was surprised and delighted that his troopmate had come to join his performance. Sakuro played the drums while Koheiji played a ghost, and the audience was highly entertained. Among them was the local magistrate, who awarded Koheiji a sum of 5 golden ryo, which is a very gracious sum, for his performance. Between shows, Sakuro and Unpei planned the murder. A wild young goose appears. I like to call it young goose. Young goose, young goose. Okay, let's continue. One day, the performance was cancelled due to rain. Sakuro invited Koheiji out to the swamp to go fishing. Once they were far away from any observers, Sakuro struck Koheiji with his fishing rod and knocked him off the boat into the swamp. Then he thrust his head down into the water and held him there until Koheiji drowned. His body sank to the bottom of the swamp. Oh, congrats on catching the young goose, Aiden. Good job, good job. Sakuro fled the swamp and went to Unpei's secret hideout. Unpei was there, and he told Sakuro that his guest had already arrived. He took Sakuro into the next room, where Koheji's waterlogged body lay on the floor. Sakuro was shocked. How did that get here? He asked. Unpei said that it was already there when he arrived. Sakuro opened up Koheji's sleeve and took out the 5 golden ryo, which has been paid to Koheiji. Ha, now his money and his wife are mine. What the heck? Crazy guy, crazy. Suddenly, Koheji's body rattled and rolled over. With hands as cold as ice and strong as iron, he grabbed Sakuro's wrist. Sakuro screamed and tried to get free, but the corpse was locked onto his arm. He tugged and yanked his wrist harder and harder until the corpse flopped on top of his own body. Koheji's eyes popped open, and he locked his gaze upon Sakuro. Sakuro screamed. Unpei heard this and rushed into the room. The corpse was lying on top of his brother, eyes locked in a vengeful stare. Sakuro was paralyzed with fear. Unpei tried to pull the corpse off of his brother, but it wouldn't budge. Unpei drew his sword. He lopped off Koheji's head in a single stroke. The head rolled across the room, but the rest of him still gripped Sakuro's wrist tightly. Finally, Unpei cut each of the hand's fingers off individually. Sakuro was freed. Without a moment's delay, Sakuro fled out the door. He didn't stop until he reached Ito. When Sakuro arrived to the Kohara residence, he called out for Otsuka. In a panic, he rapidly told her everything that happened: the murder, the ghost, the icy cold grip of the corpse, and its hateful eyes. Otsuka was confused. Koheiji just got home a little while ago. He was tired, so he's resting in the back room. Sakuro couldn't believe it. He took Otsuka's hand and timidly crept into the house, towards the room where Koheiji was sleeping. When Sakuro entered the bedroom, he saw someone sleeping behind a folding screen. He tried to pull the screen away, but a pale, blue-tinged hand grabbed the end of it and held it fast. Sakuro did not give up. He pulled as hard as he could. There was a popping sound. The folding screen crashed to the floor along with Sakuro. 5 severed fingers rolled around on the floor and instantly began to rot. The sickening smell of death filled the room, but there was no body behind the folding screen. A tiny flame floated up into the air and flew out the window. Sakuro was terrified. However, Otsuka was undisturbed. If anything, she seemed relieved that Koheiji was finally dead. She soon arranged for a funeral, and then for a wedding. She's crazy too, oh my gosh. Sakuro and Otsuka lived as husband and wife. Half a year passed without any further disturbances. They forgot about Koheiji altogether. Then, one night, Sakuro awoke to find another man in the bed between himself and Otsuka. He leaped to his feet in a rage, but there was no one there. From that moment, Sakuro began to doubt Otsuka's fidelity. That's when you start to doubt it, really? Crazy. One night, while returning home from drinking, Sakuro saw a figure climb into his bedroom window. When he peeked in, he saw another man in bed with Otsuka. In a drunken rage, he ran into the house and drew his sword. Otsuka awoke in a panic, and without thinking, she raised her hand in defense. In doing so, she grabbed the sword's blade. All 5 of her fingers were severed. The fingers fell to the floor and rotted away, filling the room with the smell of death. The mysterious stranger was nowhere to be seen. A cackling laugh could be heard from above them. It was Koheiji's voice. Otsuka lost her mind and fell to the floor in shock. Every night, the ghost returned to haunt them. As the haunting continued, Sakuro began to lose his mind too. In life, Kohara Koheiji had so perfected his ghost act that it was indistinguishable from the real thing. In death, Koheiji's performance was terrifying and sublime. Otsuka never recovered from her madness and died soon after. Otsuka's treatments had cost Sakuro nearly everything he owned, including the 5 golden ryo he had stolen from Koheiji. Sakuro gave up his few remaining coins to hold a funeral for Otsuka. However, the priest he hired was a con artist and ran off with the last of Sakuro's money. Penniless and insane, Sakuro was forced to live as a beggar. One day he thought he saw the priest who had tricked him and stolen his money. Sakuro chased after him, but the priest swung his staff and beat Sakuro severely, knocking him off the road and into a pond. Then the bruised, soaked Sakuro realized that it was not the same priest after all. He crawled out of the pond and apologized, but the priest struck Sakuro over and over, beating him nearly to death. Some strangers broke up the fight. They took Sakuro back to his house to rest, but his wounds were severe, and he fell into a fevered insanity. All night his neighbors could hear him crying in delirium. He never woke up. When they found him the next day, Sakuro's body was bloated and discolored, just like that of a drowned corpse. Sometime later, the great Ichikawa Danjuro II heard of the story of the famous ghost actor Kohara Kohechi's tragic murder. He pitied him and offered prayers in his honor. As he prayed, the drowned ghost of Kohechi appeared behind him. "Kohechi, you are only ever good at being a ghost," said Danjuro. With that final recognition, Kohechi's ghost seemed content and vanished. Wow. So, Kohechi didn't deserve it, and the two people that were bad to him got what they deserved. Yeah. That's a good one though. I do like the story a lot for Kohechi. Okay. Next. Oh, this one's cute. It's like a two-headed bird. I love it. Yogen no Tori. Translation: prophecy bird. Habitat: mountains and forests. Diet: unknown. 1 second while I sip some tea. Oh, the tea is cold now. Okay. Appearance: Yogen no Tori are prophetic birds which resemble two-headed crows. One of their heads is white. They can speak and are sent by the gods to deliver important messages to humanity, such as warnings about epidemics. Behavior: like most prophetic yokai, nothing is known of Yogen no Tori's natural behavior, as they are only seen when there is an important message to deliver. Interactions: in addition to delivering an important message, Yogen no Tori are such holy animals that merely an image of them is enough to keep the evil spirits which cause disease away. Excuse me. Regularly looking at a picture of a Yogen no Tori is said to protect the viewer from harm. Origin: the story of the Yogen no Tori follows an Edo period pattern of yokai warning about outbreaks and offering their image as protection. Contagious diseases like cholera are spread by invisible means, and for a long time there were no known cures or methods of protection against them. Amulets, talismans, and images of holy yokai might not have done much to actually prevent sickness, but the willingness of people to cling to their promise of salvation is understandable. Legends: a serious cholera outbreak struck Japan in the summer of 1858. During the outbreak, a government official from Kai province, which is today Yamanashi Prefecture, the government official named Kizeiman discovered the legend of the Yogen no Tori and reported it in Boshabyo Ryoko Niki, a journal detailing the outbreak. According to his report, a Yogen no Tori was sighted in December of 1857 near Mount Haku in Kaga Province, which is present-day Ishikawa Prefecture. The bird foretold around August or September of next year, a disaster will occur, killing 90% of the world's population. Those who gaze upon my image morning and night and believe in me will be spared from the suffering. Kizemon believed the Yoga Natori to be a messenger from the gods. He declared it to be a symbol of the great power of Kumano Gongen. An illustration of the bird was printed alongside, so people could see it and receive its protective powers. I like that one. I like it a lot. Because, I don't know, the messengers always just seem like good. Like, just completely good. Even if they are, like, not real, their purpose is still giving people hope and at least a feeling of protection and being safe. So, I don't know. During that time, when they don't really know how else to stop this, like, disease and stuff from spreading, having some kind of, something to comfort them, in a way, that's good. I would say that's good. Okay. I like the bird. I like the bird. It's cute and sweet. Okay. Next. Oh my gosh. Are those sandals and an umbrella? Oh my gosh. I love the silly ones like this. Okay. Karakasa Kozo. Translation: Paper Umbrella Priest Boy. Alternate names: Kasa Obake or Karakasa Obake. Appearance: these silly looking yokai are transformations of Chinese style oiled paper umbrellas. They have a single large eye, a long protruding tongue, and either one or two legs upon which they hop around wildly. Behavior: Karakasa Kozo are not particularly fearsome as far as yokai go. Their favorite method of surprising humans is to sneak up on them and deliver a large, oily lick with their enormous tongues. What? What do you mean? Which may be traumatic even though it isn't dangerous. Caution is advised, however. There are other umbrella tsukumogami which are dangerous to humans, and care should be taken not to confuse them with this more playful spirit. Yeah. For real, oh my gosh. Oh no, the whooper escaped. Whooper, 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 whooper. That was a short one. Short, simple. Oh gosh, that's the tongue. Oh my god. No thanks. Alright, next one. Excuse me. I yawned. Oh, this guy looks cool. I don't know. He's in a tree. He must be cool. In his Katniss Everdeen era. Okay, sorry. This one is Tengu Daoshi. Tengu Daoshi. Let's see. Translation. Knocked down by a Tengu. Alternate names: Furusoma, Sorakikeshi, Karakidaoshi, and Suetsuki. Habitat: forests deep in the mountains. Appearance: Tengu Daoshi is an audio phenomenon which occurs deep in the woods. It is characterized by the sound of a large tree falling down and the crashing vibrations of it hitting the forest floor. Often, it is accompanied by a powerful gust of wind. Interactions. Tengu Daoshi is usually only encountered by people who spend much of their time in the mountains, such as woodcutters and shugendo practitioners. The sound of trees being chopped and crashing to the ground late at night comes from deep within the mountains. It can continue for some time. Occasionally, voices can even be heard shouting ikuzo, which is the equivalent of shouting timber as the tree falls. Woodcutters sometimes feel creatures shaking their sleeping huts during the night. However, in the morning, there is no sign of fallen trees or any evidence whatsoever of what could have made the noise. Origin. Tengu Daoshi occurs all over Japan. It is known by many regional names and attributed to many supernatural forces. As the name suggests, it is often believed to be the work of Tengu, who make their homes deep in mountain valleys. In addition to Tengu, animal yokai are often blamed for this phenomenon. Tanuki are said to kick rocks at humans with their hind legs, or slap trees with their tails, causing these mysterious sounds. Kitsune and Mujina are sometimes blamed as well. It is also sometimes said to be the sounds of mountain kami. Other common names for this phenomenon include furusoma, which translates to old woodcutter, sorakigeshi, and karakidaoshi, which refers to trees being knocked down from the sky, and suesuki, which translates to cane strike, as it sounds like trees being struck by walking sticks. In most of Shikoku, Tengu Daoshi is known as furusoma, meaning old woodcutter. Legend has it that the phenomenon is the work of the ghost of an old woodcutter. He was illegally cutting down trees when he was crushed to death under a falling tree. His ghost now haunts the mountains, causing phantom woodcutting sounds. Wow. That's very interesting. Alright. Next. Oh my god, it's Kuchisake Onna. Oh my gosh. I love her. She's like one of my favorites. Next to Tamamo no Mei. So cool, so cool, so cool, so cool. She's awesome. Okay. Alright. Kuchisake Onna. Translation: slit-mouth woman. Habitat: dimly lit streets and alleys. Diet: none, though enjoys hard candy. Appearance: the Kuchisake Onna is the ghost of a woman who was mutilated and has come back to wreak vengeance on the world. Her name comes from the deep, bloody gash which runs across her face, grinning from ear to ear. She appears at night to lone travelers on the road, covering her grisly mouth with a cloth mask, a fan, or a handkerchief. Interactions: Kuchisake Onna sneaks up on her victims in the dark and asks them if they think she is beautiful. Watashi kirei? If the victim answers yes, she pulls off her mask and reveals a red, blood-dripping, grotesque mouth. Then she asks, in a grisly voice, if they still think she is beautiful. Kore demo? If her victim answers no, or screams in terror, she slashes him from ear to ear in an imitation of her own mutilation. If he lies and answers yes a second time, she walks away, only to follow her target home and slaughter him brutally that night. Origin. The spirits of the dead who were killed in particularly violent manners, abused wives, tortured captives, defeated enemies, often do not rest well. The Kuchisake Onna is thought to be one such woman. However, during the Edo period, a large number of Kuchisake Onna attacks were blamed on shape-changed kitsune playing pranks on young men. During the 20th century, the blame began to be placed on ghosts, serial killers, and simple mass hysteria. This resulted in an explosion of Kuchisake Onna sightings over Japan. Over the years, clever young people claim to have outsmarted Kuchisake Onna by delivering quick, confusing answers, or by throwing money or hard candy at them. This buys enough time to escape from the Kuchisake Onna's wrath and lose her in the darkness. Yeah. I think she's really cool. Okay. Next. Random. Oh wow, we just read about the umbrella. Now we're gonna read about the sandals. The sandals are called bakezori. Bakezori. Alright. Translation: Ghost Zori. Traditional straw sandals. Appearance: when the straw sandals known as Zori have been mistreated and forgotten by their owners, they can transform into sandal yokai called bakezori. Behavior: these sandal-shaped yokai sprout arms and legs from their bodies, and a single large eye in their centers. They run about the house at night, causing mischief and making noise. Bakezori have a favorite chant, which they sing as they run about the house on their tiny feet. Kararin, kororin, kankororin. Managu mitsu ni ha ninai. Kararin, kororin, kankororin. Eyes 3 and teeth 2. Eyes 3 refers to the 3 holes where the sandal straps are attached, and teeth 2 refers to the 2 wooden clogs on the underside of Japanese sandals. The other words are onomatopoeia representations of a zoro clacking along a hard surface. They're cute. They're silly and cute. Love it. Okay. Next. What? What the heck is that? Please tell me, what is this? Shiro Ukari. Shiro Ukari. Ukari. Eki. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Okay. Shiro Ukari. Translation: White Floater. Appearance: Shiro Ukari is a ghost-like spirit with a very long tail. It is white, with large eyes that stare off into the distance, as if lost in thought. It floats about in the air, aimlessly wandering about. Origin: Shiro Ukari appears on a few Edo period scroll paintings, and nowhere else. It was invented by an artist rather than recorded from folklore. Aside from its name, nothing is written about it. Everything about it, including its behavior and its origin, is unknown and unexplained. However, its name may be a clue to its origin. While Shiro Ukari literally means white floater. Both of these words carry a number of nuances which could refer to the spirit's true nature. Shiro not only refers to the color white, but to a state of total innocence or naivety. Whereas Ao, blue, is used in many yokai to refer to a novice or an apprentice. Shiro can refer to a state of total, absolute naivety. It has a negative connotation akin to a fool or a country bumpkin in English. The urban socialites of Edo looked down on the Shiro people who lived in the rural areas outside of the capital. While not specifically stated, the vacant expression on this yokai's face could be an allusion to this alternate meaning of Shiro. Ukari comes from the word for floating, which has a number of different implications. The most literal meaning is to float about from place to place. There's also a nuance of absent-mindedness or disconnect from others. Tourists who feel out of place in a strange city might be described as floating about in this way. It can also refer to merrymaking, particularly in a way that is disconnected with the real world. This is the same origin as the word ukiyo, which refers to this floating world, the urban, pleasure-seeking lifestyle of old Edo. In a spiritual sense, this word can also refer to spirits which have not been able to pass on to the next world due to the weight of their sins. They float about, but never ascend. They are doomed to haunt this world. Perhaps Shiro Ukari is a pun describing the uncouth, naive rural bumpkins who Edo urbanites thought had no business being in their city. Their experience in the capital might be something like a wide-eyed ghost floating from place to place. Perhaps it is a yokai which seeks out the impermanent pleasures of life just as the humans of old Edo did. Or, perhaps, it is the spirit of someone who is unable to ascend into the next world, and they are forced by the weight of their sins to float about and wander aimlessly for the rest of their existence. Well, that's sad. I feel bad for it. Poor Shiro Ukari. It's kinda cute. Okay. Next. Actually, I think I'm gonna take, like, a very small break from reading, because I kinda wanna play the kalimba. And, I don't know. I just need a break from reading. I've been reading for like an hour and a half. So let's play the kalimba just a little bit. You didn't have to redeem it. I was already doing it. But thank you, Aiden. Yeah, thank you, honey. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Samson T, thank you both so much for the raids.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Oh my god. Hello you two. How was Yandere Valley? Oh my gosh. Hi. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Kuro. I mainly do ASMR. Sometimes I play games. I like spooky things. And I am an electro cat girl. It's nice to meet you. But hi everyone. Hi. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for the follow, Lee. Thank you. Please enjoy your stay, everyone. Oh. But yeah, I hope stream went well. I always enjoy watching the Yandere Valley. It's so good. But, oh, also, thank you so much for the follow, Joe Earn, Manfred Becker. Thank you so much. Please enjoy your stay. If anyone needs to raid and dash, I absolutely understand. Please always prioritize your own health and self-care. So, if you need a snack or a drink, maybe stretch a bit, please, by all means, go ahead. Thank you again so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I want to read about what the thing said. Frosty, I think? That's its name. Okay. Let's see. When Samson raided, it says, Samson Loreseeker, a big bull librarian and VTuber who enjoys a variety of games, especially those with lore. They seem to have a special bond with Dokizuti, as they frequently collaborate on Stardew Valley streams. When not farming, they enjoy fishing in Terraria. So, do stop by their stream for some relaxing vibes. Oh, that's so lovely. And then when T rated, it says, Mew, darlings! This VTuber's mimic manner is a cozy haven for gamers who enjoy a casual, easy mode experience. From Otome to Final Fantasy XIV. What's that number again? Is that 14? I think that's 14. They're all about flirting with fictional characters and embracing the cringe. That's cute. Spooky season, they've got you covered. Aww. Both of those are so good. I love it. Love it so much. But again, thank you all so much for the raids. And yeah. I'm very grateful. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see. B, hello. Hi, B. Hi. Oh, and I don't know if I read this earlier, but Lee, thank you for the compliment. Thank you so much. Actually, you both raided in while I was playing the kalimba because I wanted to take just a little break from reading. B. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back to playing the kalimba just a little bit longer, and then I will continue with the spooky yokai reading. Cozy Kalimba's not so cozy when playing Fatal Frame at the same time. Oh no. Yeah, that sounds a little spooky. Spooky, spooky. But I do hope that you are having fun, B, playing Fatal Frame. You're in a spooky mood too, huh? Alright. I think I'm gonna read for about 15-ish more minutes. And then, we're gonna raid someone. Okay. We are on Nodepo. Ah, so cute. Hello, Hope Gamer. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? Sigma, US. Okay. Definitely having fun playing Lunar Eclipse. It's one of your favorites. Ooh, that's so good to hear. I'm glad you're having fun. That sounds fun. Okay, we're on No Depot. It's so cute. It's adorable. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No Depot. Translation: Wild Gun. Habitat: mountains and forests. Diet is blood. Excuse me. Appearance: the Nodepo is an animal yokai which lives in northern Japan, deep in forested mountain valleys. Nodepo resemble flying squirrels, but are actually born from an animal called a mummy, which resembles a badger. When a mummy... I don't know if I'm saying it right. A mummy? Mammy. That's not right. I don't know. Reaches a very old age, it transforms into a Nodepo. Behavior: Nodepo very closely resembles a Nobusuma in appearance and behavior. They swoop down from trees at night, extinguishing flames. They latch onto humans' faces, smothering them and sucking out their blood. And in many places they are considered to be the same creature. While both Nodepo and Nobusuma like to smother people's faces and blind them with their webbed arms and legs, the feature which most distinguishes the Nodepo from the Nobusuma is also its namesake: the ability to shoot bats out of its mouth like bullets from a gun. The Nodepo is able to spit a stream of bats out of its mouth towards the faces of its victims, blinding them in a cloud of angry bats. Oh my. Well, we can't read about Nodepo without reading about Nobusuma. So since it's like right next, or like right below, might as well read this one too. Yeah, these ones look a bit more dangerous. Alright. Nobusuma. Translation: Wild Quilt. Alternate names: Tobikura, which means flying warehouse. Habitat: forests and mountains. Diet: primarily blood, also fire, nuts, fruit, and berries. Appearance: a bat which lives to a very old age, develops magical powers, and changes into a yokai known as Nobusuma. They look almost identical to Musasabi, or Japanese giant flying squirrels, although they are much more dangerous. Behavior: Nobusuma eat nuts, fruit, and berries, but also feed on fire, and by sucking blood from humans and small animals. They attack travelers walking the roads at night. They swoop down from the trees onto the faces of their unsuspecting victims, latch on, and begin sucking blood. When they do not need to feed, they simply swoop down and blow out lanterns and torches, flying back up into the night sky with a creepy cry that goes, ga, 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 ooh la la. Sorry. Origin. While Nobuzuma are born from long-lived bats, the transformation does not stop there. Once a Nobuzuma reaches a very old age, it transforms again, either into a Yamachichi or a Momonji. Momonji. This yokai should not be confused with the Nobuzuma from Kochi Prefecture, whose name is pronounced the same but is actually a variety of a different yokai called Nurikabe. Oh. Okay. Alright. Who's next? Oh my. What the heck? Kannoju. 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 Translation: liver colony. Habitat: the liver. Oh my. Appearance: Kannoju are long worms with white, snake-like bodies. The tips of their tails and ears are red. Behavior: Kannoju infect the liver as a huge colony of worms. Interactions: when Kannoju mature, they crawl higher and higher up the body, chewing their way to the liver and into the torso. They elongate their bodies and straighten out. Then they wriggle violently. This causes stiffness throughout the host's body, followed by violent tremors, which cannot be stopped. There are ways to treat this infection with acupuncture, but these secrets are only passed down orally. Treatment becomes more difficult after the Kannoju have reached maturity. What the heck? They could have at least told us how you can end up with a Kannoju in your body. They could have at least given us that much information. There's more. There's more. Look at this. Tonshi no kanmushi, Kizetsu no kanmushi, and Kamisubaku. What the heck? No, we're not reading about parasites. I'm sorry. I don't like parasites. That's basically what these yokai are. Oh my god, it's another one. It's another human head fish body. Yokai. These are actually really cool though. I like them. Okay. Let's read about Taruto Uo. Translation: shining helmet fish. Habitat: freshwater lakes and ponds. Diet: omnivorous. Appearance: Taruto Uo are holy mermaids, with the bodies of carp and the heads of human women. They are found in sacred freshwater lakes and ponds. Origin: a legend of a Taruto Uo from Izumo province was recorded by Englishman Richard Gordon Smith during his travels through Japan. Legends: in 1646, a man named Otani Jinai and his wife Oryo lived in Matsue, Izumo province. Although they tried for many years, they were unable to have children. They visited many shrines and temples to beg the gods and Buddhas to grant them a child. They heard that the gods of the Okamiyama shrine on Mount Daisen had a miraculous effect on couples wishing to conceive, and so Jinai and Oryo climbed Mount Daisen to ask the gods' favor. As they descended the mountain, the air began to grow foggy around Akamatsu Pond. They could no longer see where they were headed and had to wait. A beautiful woman emerged from the mists and asked them what they were doing. When they explained their reasons to the woman, she produced a bottle of water from her robes. She told them it was holy water collected from the dewdrops on the grass around Akamatsu Pond and offered to the gods of the Okamiya Shrine on New Year's Day. She said that if Oriol drank it, she would surely be blessed with a child. Oriol eagerly drank the water. It made her head spin as if she was drunk, though within moments she felt different. She felt that she was with child. A moment later, the fog had cleared away, and the beautiful woman was nowhere in sight. The following year, Oriol gave birth to a beautiful girl named Ochiyo. Janai and Oriol loved her dearly. They told her all about how she was a blessing from the gods of Mount Daisen and Akamatsu Pond. The three of them lived happily together, and eventually Ochiyo grew into a lovely young woman. When Ochiyo was 16 years old, she was promised in marriage to a young man that Jinai chose. Ochiyo did not love him? Why? Ochiyo did not love her, intended, or want to marry him. Yeah, I think they messed up the the grammar there. That's okay. Or did not want to marry him, but she also did not want to betray the wish of her parents. So, she did not argue with her parents' selection, but before the wedding was to occur, she asked her parents to allow her to make a pilgrimage to Okamiyama Shrine to report her marriage to the gods who gave her life. They agreed and sent her nanny Osuma to accompany Ochiyo on the journey to Mount Daisen. Ochiyo wore her finest kimono, and with Osuma by her side she traveled to the summit of Mount Daisen and gave prayers to the gods. On the way down from the mountain, she crossed the same location where her parents had encountered the strange and beautiful girl who gave them the holy water. Ochiyo approached the edge of the pond and stared into it. Suddenly, a thick mist poured off the pond's surface and surrounded Ochiyo. Ochiyo seemed to ponder something in the mist. She turned to Osuma, then thanked her and said goodbye. I was born into this world a human, but this is only a temporary form. I am actually a fish, and this pond is my real home. Wow. She gave Osuma a letter to deliver to her parents, and then she dove into the pond. Osuma screamed and begged Ochiyo to come back. Then a giant carp with shining gold scales splashed around in the lake and looked up at Osuma. Its face was unmistakably the face of Ochiyo. Osuma returned to Matsue. She told Jinai and Oriol what had happened, and they were overcome with sadness. Osuma delivered Ochiyo's final letter to her parents. In it, Ochiyo thanked her parents for everything, and explained that because she was a Teruto Uo, she could not marry a human. Finally, she told them that if they ever wanted to see her again, all they had to do was come back to the bank of Akamatsu Pond and call her name. Although it was difficult, Jinai and Oriol accepted their daughter's confession. They were thankful to the gods of Mount Daisen for giving them a lovely daughter. Jinai built a shrine in honor of the Teruto Uo and entrusted Ochiyo's letter to it. Sometime later, Jinai and Oriol and their relatives traveled to Akamatsu Pond. They gathered at the water's edge and called out, Teruto Uo. From the depths of the pond came a thunderous roar, as if in response. However, they never saw Ochiyo or the Teruto Uo again. Since then, many travelers have come to Akamatsu Pond on Mount Dyson in order to call out Taruto Uo's name, and Jinai's shrine became a popular destination for couples and single people to pray to the gods for love. That was sad. Sad but also bittersweet. Well, that was fun. That was very fun. I love reading about yokai. Let's see. Let's see. It is now time to raid someone. Let's see who's live. I hope you all enjoy the yokai readings tonight. Let's see. Let's take a look. There's I think we'll raid. I'm not sure. This is a hard choice to make. Oh, but thank you, honey, for posting the raid message. Hi, Peck. Hello. Yokai's your window. What does that even mean? Hello. Peck. Hi. How are you? Oops, I'm not trying to copy Nightbot's name too. Oh, but thank you, honey, for posting the raid message and the Discord. If anyone would like to copy the message, there it is in chat. I seriously can't decide who we're gonna raid. What the heck is this? So difficult. Such a difficult choice. I don't know. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. We landed on Ketchup the Berry. Snooze those ads. How dare you? Ads think you can pop up at this time, this very moment. No. Okay. Alright. So, we are going to be rating. I hope you all had a lovely time here tonight with me while I read about yokai and played the kalimba for just a few minutes. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much, whether you are chatting or lurking. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day or night, depending on where you're from. And yeah, I hope that I will see you again next time. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Sleep well. Sleep well. And sweet dreams. Sweetest dreams to you. Bye bye.